All right, guys, welcome to my channel, guys. So, who do we really want to be the president of Nigeria comes 2027? All right, so there is a lot of confusion in the system. There is too many arguments on the social media space on what is currently going on with the coalition party, right? With the ADC more especially, and a lot of Nigerians are calling on Atiku to drop his vision for P2B to continue. All right. And there is a news that have it that the 2023 election was actually won by P2B, but there was some sort of manipulation that actually brought Tinubu to the position where P2B is supposed to be. And Nigerians are taking that as a consideration, thereby saying that Atiku should hold on for Obi to go, since Obi had a better vision than him himself. All right, guys. So I'm going to give you time to take a look at every detailed update and also how Nigerians are calling on Atiku and asking Atiku to please, in God's name, go down for Obi to continue, for Obi to pilot or be the piloter of the ADC coalition. All right, let's take a look. And just in case you're first time you're also meeting us, please don't forget to subscribe and turn on the post notification bell for more updates from this channel.
Some committees, we are negotiating with existing political parties to know whether we can run on the platform. So what you just saw with Ada
or ADA,
or
Ada.
However, what you saw with it was the committee now writing a letter of intent to register the association as a political party. But here is the catch. By the provisions of the INEC regulations and guidelines for political parties 2022, when you make that application of intent, INEC has the luxury of 90 days to even reply to you, to tell you whether they would have accepted your name, your symbol, and your acronym. After the 90 days, then you have 30 days. Assuming they say, we have accepted, and then you can go on. Then you go into their online registration platform, and you have 30 days to file in your constitution, your manifesto, your headquarters, with the land documents to show you own it or you are a tenant. Then the list of your executives, the members of your association, the register, an affidavit. And then when you file that in what we call Form 15A1, INEC has another 60 days of luxury to vet all those things before coming back to you to say, okay, we don't accept. Or we give you prima facie, you can tamper with this, and then I have 90 days from the time of your application. So you're talking about 7 months to register a new political party. Now, a new political party, you will now start building the new political party from the polling unit. We are talking about 1 year, 6 months to the general election. That option may be tedious, it may be clumsy, but we still have it as an option from already established political party. What people fail to understand was that APC did not go for a new political party. It was a merger. So they didn't have to start building. So that's the polling unit.
That is different arrangement. And under the law, different from
registering a new political party when you want to merge. So, and then when you want to merge, its parties already existing with structures. So when people are talking about a new political party, yes, it's an option we're considering. But because of the time constraint, that's not the only option. But I can guarantee you, by the grace of God, in the next 2 weeks, it may be before then, a categorical statement will be issued and the world will know which one we have chosen, because time is not on our side.
So you are in one of the committees working on the ground.
Well, we want to operate in a manner that is not so, we don't want to explain anything, but just know that I'm part of the coalition.
And Mr. Peter Obi is there too. Atiku Abubakar is there. El-Rufai is there.
Now,
Nasir El-Rufai, David Mark, all of you are in that group.
what is a coalition? Combine, an alliance for combined action. So it's open to everybody.
How commerce affair?
In Nigeria, a political party is constitutionally open to everybody. Now, if you want to be a part of a coalition, nobody's going to stop you. But at this stage of talking, you will know that there will always be different layers of talking, different committees set up. But I can tell you, the engine rooms of this coalition, a lot of them you don't even know. APC will not know what hits them coming 2027. When you are dealing with the ruling party and you're in your opposition party, you have to possess exceptional skills, exceptional attributes. You must have to be strong, but you should not be brutal. You should not be reckless, but you have to be courageous. You should not be giddy, but you have to be honest. You should not be proud, but you have to be confident. You should not be a braggart or self-conceited, but you have to be intelligent. You should not be sentimental, but you have to be very compassionate. And of course, you have to be charismatic. Now, all these attributes, if you don't have it, remember, you cannot outdo the ruling party in terms of resources. You have to inspire the people by these attributes so that even when you don't give them money, they will be able to be convinced. But here is the problem, why you should not have the other side of what I was saying. The ruling party, with all their braggadocio, they will use all those equipment they have, that whenever you show strength, they would want to tell the world you are brutal. Whenever you show courage, they want to tell the world you're reckless. So that they will put in you that fear that you should not exhibit those attributes. That's why I say in 2027, we are going to match them by showing strength and courage. And they would never intimidate us by trying to make the world to think that we are reckless and that we are brutal. Because when you are defending your own turf, as in when they want to rig election this time, we have to demonstrate strength and courage.
So you are going for the roots, for the muscle, and for the energy of the APC. You're not even waiting until after the 2027 election. You want to take them up, because a lot of people say, yes, whatever your coalition is doing is not going to bear any fruit in 2027. It's going to be after the election, because it's now too late for them to play any damage against the APC. Considering all of the defection, everybody seems to be going to the APC now.
Yes. That's why I told you we will not succumb to their braggadocio. All those things are, okay, let's talk about the Northeast. When they were telling you endorsement, what happened? They went to Northeast and made a vote of no confidence on Shetima. And you saw the crisis that erupted. Forget whatever they are telling you. They went to Northwest and people were pulling down the billboards of Tinubu. They went to Benue, the same thing. And a man was on a television station and he told you, any arrangement, I don't care what it is, any arrangement I'll take out Tinubu, I will be involved. That is the state that Nigerians have entered into. You're talking about suicide bombing, returning to Nigeria. A team was just cleared up in Borno in something that was anticipated because the governor kept shouting about it. You're talking about people now so jittery about their life that they can kill any foreigner around them. It happened in Plateau. It happened in Edo, just because communities are so tensed that any little thing makes them to start killing. If they do not defend themselves, they will be killed. When you allow them to defend themselves, they will go to the other extreme of killing innocent people.
But here's a question.
Yeah.
So, and I see, I mentioned 5 personalities for you that gave some level of breath and energy to the APC's merger. Right. One of them is the president, Bola Tinubu, of the APC. It was a very strong pillar that came into the merger from the ACN. You talk about Atiku Abubakar, who was emerging from the PDP. You talk about Rotimi Amechi, who was also emerging from the PDP, an aggrieved man in the PDP as a governor of Rivers State at the time. You also will talk about into the APC, and you talk all of these people. If you mention Saraki out of the APC, Rotimi Amechi looks like is out of the outgoing. Now, all of these people who understood how APC was formed, not part of the coalition. Would you say that knowledge, that understanding, especially of Bola Tinubu politics, is enough this time around?
Now, people were not in that strait when you were talking about as they are in now. Things have gone so bad. Now, what we have in Nigeria today is the people of Nigeria against APC, the ruling party. It was not that bad during Goodluck Jonathan's time. It was the sentiment of zoning. It was the sentiment that Yaradua died in office. It was the sentiment that we would not allow Yaradua's death to be used against us. So there was a kind of sentiment flowing then. The economy was good. The GDP then was $500 and something billion. Today, the GDP is about $100 and something billion. Today, as at that time, Nigerians went to the streets for an increment of oil price by 25 naira, about 65 to 95. Today, under Bola Tinubu, we are paying 1,000 naira per liter, almost. And so, as at that time, it was the elites against the elites. But now, it's the people of Nigeria against Tinubu. And that is why a man is telling you any arrangement.
Who was that?
I'm talking about the former governor of Jigawa State, Lamido.
Sule Lamido.
Yes.
Well, so he has been corrected when he said that Tinubu is a later saint of the June 12 struggle and that Tinubu supported the annulment, which the president.
I don't even know why I don't even know why people say that Tinubu fought for democracy. I don't understand.
He was a backer of the Nadeco.
Excuse me? From London? 24 hours electricity?
Most of the
pipeline water flowing freely for you. You're enjoying yourself.
In exile.
And those ones in exile, they are exiled politicians.
But he was also.
How can you say he
was also on the street
democracy
with those who on the inside in Nadeco knows the role Bola Tinubu played. Because some of us are not children then. So
the businessman supplying money, but you will not allow any personal discomfort on yourself.
So you didn't think that
when things became
Tinubu's role was that significant?
When things became so tough in Nigeria, you ran away. He demonstrated how he ran away on television then. He said he acted like an old man and then crossed the border. And they're telling me he fought for democracy? How? People died here. Abraham Adesonya was put in jail. Bedbug everywhere in his body. He came out from the jail. He did not run away. And this is a politician that during the regime of Abacha, he ran away. And you're saying he fought for democracy? How? Because the people that were dying, what did they then fight for? Those people that were put in Gulag. A man is enjoying himself, like I always said, in an one bed, moves in London. And he said he fought for who? I was in Nigeria. I was grown up. I knew the people that fought for me. I knew the people that died for democracy. Those ones I will respect. But they can't tell me that with your money as rich as you are, and that's what most of them will do if Nigeria collapses. That's why the people of Nigeria must hold up Nigeria, must not allow it to fall. Because once it falls, all these pretenders that they fight for democracy, they will all run away. And they will go abroad.
You were once a believer of Bola Tinubu. What changed?
I will not understand what you mean, believer of Bola Tinubu. I was in the same party with him, APC, at a certain point.
But he was the leader of the party at the time.
He was.
If you didn't believe in the party.
Yes. I mean, when he became the presidential candidate and picked a fellow Muslim, I left. So if I was a believer of him, I would have followed.
But if not for that decision, you probably would have been in APC by now, still being in APC.
If they had done the right things, which they ought to do, I wouldn't have left APC.
But look at it now.
I have my principles.
Yeah, look at what is going on.
The security was degenerating. The economy was going down. And then they now added the fact of nepotism. And then our inclusivity was destroyed under Bola Tinubu. So he even gave me no option. For me, that believes in our diversity, that believes that the Christians should be allowed to purge, the Muslims should be allowed to purge, the North should be allowed to purge, the South should be allowed to purge. As an artist, when I go through, bed of flowers, and I see different flowers with different colors mixing up, it gives me that beautiful aesthetic feeling. I love diversity. Anybody that is cantankerous to our spirit of diversity, I will not support you.
But look at it.
Yes, in appointment.
So you look at what is going on in the APC, and I mentioned virtually everyone that you see in the video.
Yes.
In that coalition, they were formerly in the APC. What is the difference between this coalition and the present APC?
Good.
They were more or less, a few years ago, all of them singing from the same hymn book. So why should Nigerians see the coalition and the APC differently?
Now, everybody you see in APC, we are formerly in PDP, apart from probably Tinubu and Oshomole. Every other person came from PDP. So if I want to take your argument, that means we should go back, that it is still PDP.
No, some people were in CPC, some were in AMPP. Some people have never been in PDP before.
I agree.
In the present
We're talking
APC.
about in present
APC, in the present APC, I can mention lists of people who have never been in PDP.
No, we're talking about the prominent
AMPP,
ones.
And
good. You just named the ones that were in APC. Most of them came from PDP in those names that you named and went to APC. So they were actually returning to their home.
The question here, Mr. Kunko, is the fact that why should Nigeria, because all of a sudden, your description of the APC is as such like a group of people who are impoverishing, a group of people who are causing Nigerian pains. But the fact remains that the ideologies of these people that you are describing and labeling in this manner, they were in the same. They were formed from the same fabric. So how do you then tell Nigerians that, oh look, these same people are now born again and they are different from this other lot? What makes a difference?
I was with you on this show when we were campaigning for 2023. I told you I do no longer pay any respect to any so-called manifesto, if you recall. And that is because they were written by brilliant professors. Some of the candidates do not even know what is in those manifestos. Is it not happening now? The president, in that their manifesto, they promised 12% growth of GDP per year. What are we seeing? So he may not even know what was in the manifesto. Did he ever attend any debate? Did he ever attend any program to defend the manifesto? I said any candidate that cannot come and sit on the hot seat and shall intervene the person, Nigerians should not take the person seriously, and they should not think about what is in the manifesto, because the president or whoever must be the candidate might not even know what is in the manifesto. So we have come to that part where people now know that even parties that have beautiful ideologies, those ideologies, once you elect the candidate, if he is not intellectually savvy, those ideologies will be.
So because the reasoning of so many Nigerians is that all these politicians are the same. And difficult to believe them because they're more or less the same. What message? I'm saying, what are you telling yourselves in the coalition?
What we're saying,
there must be a message that will resonate. Absolutely, it's Nigerians against the APC. APC will say they are with the Nigerian people, they are for the Nigerian people. Who should we now believe as Nigerian people?
Hello, everyone. This is my last call to Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. I've already sent a message to you previously, pleading with you to step aside for Mr. Peter Obi, not because Peter Obi does not have what to win the election without you. It was obvious in the 2023 elections that Peter Obi was actually the winner. We know this. Even the PDP said it. Even the APC government knew what they did. And it is very, very obvious that going forward, stepping in to compete with Peter Obi will only divide the votes and end up giving Tinubu a second term, meaning he will rule Nigeria 8 years. Can't you see the suffering that Nigerians are going through? Just 2 years in presidency. So Atiku, this is my final advice to you. Many Nigerians have been calling upon you to step aside and allow Peter Obi. You have tried to be president more than 6 times. This is going to be the 7th time. The God that you trust in, the Allah you call upon and pray to. Can't you see the handwriting on the wall that you have tried and tried? You've done your part. You were vice president. What else are you looking for? You want to divide the vote so that Tinubu will continue as president for Nigerians to continue to suffer? I am calling upon you to do the needful now. If Nigerians wanted you, by now you should have been president. Why don't you step aside? Forget your personal agenda. Forget your personal ambition. Atiku, don't be selfish. Think of Nigeria first. Atiku Abubakar, this is a sincere appeal. Don't let personal ambition stand in the way of collective progress. Don't allow your long-standing desire for power to blur your judgment or silence the voice of the people. 2027 is not just another election. It's an opportunity to rescue and rebuild Nigeria. The stakes are too high for ego to lead and for history to repeat itself. Sir, if the people's support is for another candidate, someone with fresh energy, broader acceptance, and momentum, do the honorable thing now. Step aside, support unity. Let your legacy be one of wisdom, not just ambition. True leadership sometimes means knowing when to lead, and other times knowing when to support. Nigeria needs a win and not a split. Let history remember you for not how long you pursued power, but for the moment you put Nigeria first. Alhaji Atiku, Nigeria is bleeding, people are dying, people are suffering, people are hungry, and we cannot afford another 4 years of a Tinubu regime. We are not saying that you're the only one that will bring about the win, but we are saying don't divide the votes. And I call upon the ADC coalition, unless if the ADC coalition was formed secretly with a plan to bring in Atiku to stand in as their presidential candidate. But if it was not so, if you truly mean well for Nigeria and you want to see a change, don't allow Atiku to stand in. Nigerians don't want him. It's obvious that Nigerians want change. They want Peter Obi. They want somebody from the South. And it is now the turn of the South. Buhari was incompetent. Nigerians suffer under him. Yet, they allowed him to rule for 8 years. And now Tinubu is obviously incompetent. He said he came to continue where Buhari stopped. Now, he has taken the suffering of Nigerians to the next level. And we want to see change. Give a fresh blood a chance. Give somebody from the Southeast a chance. Obasanjo from the Southwest had the opportunity to govern Nigeria for 8 years. After Obasanjo, he went to the South, then went to the North, where Buhari took the nation down for 8 years. Tinubu has come now for a 4-year term. 2 years, Nigeria is already gone, and we don't want that to continue. Then some people are advocating that no, power needs to go to the North. Why must it be North-North? Okonkwo is calling for power to the North. Why? Is it because you are supporting Atiku? What will Atiku do? You were supporting Peter Obi. You said several times that they stole the election, that you were so sure Peter Obi was the winner. So if you knew he won, why will you now start saying that he doesn't stand the chance? And you're talking about how the politics works and that the Northern vote. I am a Northerner. The support for Peter Obi has increased. Many people in the North want Peter Obi, not Atiku. If we wanted Atiku, we would have given him a chance. We have not been electing him. Anytime you have seen him get votes from the North, is because there was no other alternative. I am begging you, it's time to give somebody a chance from the Southeast. What is our problem with the Igbos? We come and say one Nigeria, one Nigeria. Now they change the national anthem and brought the old one to talk about we being together. But it's all a lie. It's all lip and mouth service. I don't know what is our problem. Why are we afraid of the people from the Southeast? Then we say we are one Nigeria. When they are now saying they want to leave Nigeria,